This podcast is not intended to provide any investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the hosts or guests do not necessarily reflect the views of PSA, Collectors Holdings, or any of their affiliates. Any discussion of collectible values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance.
Hello and welcome to Hit Draft. My name is Jack Archer and I'm here with Ryan Green, Ryan Porter, and Chris McGill. Hit Draft cracks open the collector's psyche, showcasing the layers of intricacies and decision-making that go into building a collection. Here's how it goes down. First, a small assortment of PSA graded cards are revealed by our producer, each a mystery to the host.
This is a good one.
Next, we draft and explain which cards we're taking and why we're taking them.
I'm at the audible here. It's not too hard. You know what I need in my PC? A little icebreaker.
What's lined up today, RG?
NBA season is here this week. We're ready to open it up. The 2023-24 NBA season. It's basketball card season, more importantly, here at PSA, boys.
I can't wait. Magical time of year.
Feels like the first day of school a little bit.
You guys got me. You guys have finally pushed me in, or I'm going to be dabbling into basketball cards for the first time in about 15 years. I mean, the hype level here just couldn't be higher. Chris, you are Mr. NBA here in this crew. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm assuming you're about a 12, right?
Yeah, I may have accidentally scrolled a little bit ahead on the hit draft, and this is looking like my favorite hit draft ever. Well done, Drew.
So we've got 12 cards today. Producer Drew put together something we are really excited to dive into. So this is the top 8 players from the ESPN preseason rankings, plus 4 players who have seen their player indexes significantly rise on Card Ladder over the course of the last year. So we're going to have a really nice mix here of established veteran and young stars, and then we're going to have some big names on the rise. So boys, what do you think? Let's just let's dive into it. Drew, let's get rolling and see what's first up.
SGA. Cracked ice. PSA 20.
This is pretty. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 2018 contenders, autograph cracked ice, numbered out of 25. It looks like there. Like Jack said, it's the double dime, the PSA 20, 10-10. Does it ruin it for anybody that he's in a Clippers uni?
I think we're all used to that now.
Yeah.
Right? I think with this guy, it would be weird if I saw him in a Thunder jersey on a card I really wanted at this point.
The Thunder jersey, so like with him and his style, the
Yeah.
bright orange, the bright blue just feels so right. This card would be more desirable if he was drafted by the Thunder and was wearing an OKC jersey.
It's a great point, Porter, though. I figure I assume that's kind of the way a lot of people look at NBA cards now, especially in the modern NBA when guys are so often on the move. I mean, you PC a guy who's not in the same uniform anymore. It doesn't deter you at all.
It's all part of the story. It's all part of the journey now. There was a time though when that did bother me. I don't know what like wall I busted through. But,
So like James Harden collectors, do you think they're really bothered by like
No,
the
probably not.
onslaught of different
Probably
jerseys?
not. Chris, are you big on SGA?
Very big on SGA, and this card is beautiful, and it gives me occasion to call out something that I recently noticed about Panini designs in particular, as like contrasted against the designs of the other manufacturers, which is that when a player is embedded into a design, which is the case here, like there's a slanted angle sort of hiding part of his lower body, but like if you notice, Panini's artistic approach is they tuck in the feet behind the design and they make the head protrude out of the design. So you can see that his head is tucked. His head is outside of the border of the card, but his feet are tucked inside the border of the card. And then the basketball sort of is emerging, jumping out of the card as well. And I don't know if they do this in all the sets, but like I've definitely noticed that they do it in Prism. They do it in Contenders. They do it in some of their designs, and it just makes the card feel like the player is jumping out of the card at you. And I really like even though this is a rookie photo shoot, not an in-game action shot, the detail feels big on this card. Like how I can read Spalding on the ball and how I can see the details and the intricacies of his facial features. It's the card itself outside of the player is really sharp in this case.
You sold me. Let's see what's up next.
My man can paint a picture.
Seriously. All right, we're sticking with contenders. We've got 2019 contenders. Kevin Durant. This is a gold vinyl 1 of 1 auto, Gem Mint 10. And it's funny, we were just talking about players in different uniforms. You have two former teams on one card. You've got Kevin Durant, who's now with the Phoenix Suns, in a Golden State Warriors jersey with the Brooklyn Nets logo on under the veteran ticket designation.
I'm out. That's too much for me. Also, when did regular contenders have a gold vinyl? Am I a crazy
That's a
casual all of a sudden, or is this
Ooh.
like a unusual thing? I've never seen this.
Chris, any insight there? I don't know that I've ever seen that either.
I have no idea. This is I gold vinyl contenders is contenders optic would make sense, but this is contenders.
Wonder if it was just a thing with veterans that year. I don't know.
Can someone decode the parallel description on the label for me?
No.
Veteran,
season-
signed, ticket,
veteran-
autograph,
yeah. Premier-
Prism edition, gold vinyl 101.
Woo!
There it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think isn't it premium edition maybe? I don't know.
Maybe that would explain why
Yeah,
there's a
premium
gold.
edition. Shoot, I celebrated too early. One off.
But I think that would probably designate why there's a gold vinyl. Either way,
Yeah.
I feel like you don't see KD on card autos all that often anymore. This is a pretty nice this is pretty nice from that aspect. I feel like I just don't see a lot of his autos, period.
We also got to pause. I'm looking at Brooklyn Nets insignia on the left. He's wearing a Golden
Yep.
State jersey on the right.
Just can't let it go.
There is so much happening on this card.
Mhm.
I'm out. Last pick, guarantee it. What else you got, Drew?
Oh,
Oh, now we're cooking with gas. There it is. White Sparkle Prism, Jason Tatum, 2017 Prism. In my opinion, the best aesthetically looking Prism rookie card of a star NBA player that exists.
would agree.
This is the tonic I needed after the last card. There's something very
You washed the taste out of your mouth.
simple and sparkly about this one.
There's a lot of white sparkle on this white sparkle as well. A lot of surface to cover. This thing is like it's just beautiful.
Jack, no one likes a rookie prism design more than Jack. With the background of the court doesn't exist here. We have where you have the player just isolated, and it's just all flash.
I'm a big white sparkle guy, period. So this is that's pretty sick. Let's see what's up next. Oh,
That's cool.
yeah. That's what we're
Oh.
talking about. We got 2021 flawless Steph Curry signature prime materials with a beautiful patch. It looks like it's a piece of the Golden Gate Bridge on the front, and on-card auto number 13 out of 15. Dual grade 9 with a 10 auto grade. This is yeah, that's wild. That's a great swatch in there. That really grabs your eyes.
Yeah, nasty patch. Bold autograph. This card checks a lot of boxes for, I think, everybody in this room right now.
You know what? You know what's one of the things I say about Steph Curry? I feel like he's reached that echelon kind of with LeBron, where when I see an elite card of his, I'm a huge rookie card collector, and rookie cards are what I lean toward or what I gravitate to with players I collect. I feel like in the NBA, like LeBron and Steph are the two players I look at where if it's a sick card, I legitimately don't care what year it is. Just a sick card with them on it just does it.
Especially when it's an autograph.
Yeah.
And especially when it's Curry, because his rookie cards are the catalog is a little strange.
With players that are still playing, I mean, Curry's a legend, but think of someone like a Tatum, for example. I always think about Jordan's catalog of cards and Kobe's catalog of cards. If there was like a 2006 Kobe autograph, Like, I would go crazy for that card. If there's an '03 Michael Jordan Upper Deck autograph, go crazy for that card. So
Mm,
I always try to remind myself of, like, what this card could be in the future if things break a certain way. I'm not comparing Tatum or anybody to Jordan or Kobe,
yeah,
but that's the point.
love that.
Also, if I may, the patch window on this card, the foil that's used to design the border to the patch window is very elaborate. If you ever have a chance to go back and look at like mid 2000s pre Panini era football patch cards or patch autograph cards, like the pre Panini National Treasure stuff comes to mind. Sometimes the patch window didn't have a border around it at all. And we've gone from that to patch window borders that look like this, where, I mean, it has like a stand on the bottom of it and this little crown sort of thing at the top of it. And it's very, the patch window border is very elaborate here.
Also makes the, grading that's another layer that makes grading of these cards tough. So seeing this in a 9-10 duel, that just adds that level of, I don't know. I don't know what you call it, but that just adds another layer to it.
Also with Curry, it's like, what happened in 2021? You know,
Oh, yeah.
and was it and then there's the year where he was the unanimous MVP. That's another year to collect.
Matching cards with significant career years. I love. All right, next up.
This is a time traveler, right? Like I just went back to 2021.
This is 2018 Prism Luca. Everybody knows the card when you say that. This is the blue Prism. PSA 10. Just fantastic color match. Chris, you're the Luca collector here. Where does this kind of
Yeah.
rank in terms of the parallels of that card? I got to think it's pretty high up, right?
Right, it definitely ranks very high. And something that's so interesting is that in Prism, when you get the jersey color match with the parallel, it's usually like 80% matching. Like sometimes the tone of the card's color will be slightly different from the tone of the jersey, but this one's like 95% the same. It's much closer than usual, and it makes the aesthetic just a little bit more impressive than it ordinarily would be. I think for the Prism parallels, the blue here is numbered to 199, and that's a lot. In the Panini parallel era, 199 copies is a lot, but this card in a grade of 10 still will bring a low five-figure amount, which is a ton for a card that has that many copies. I think the cracked blue ice out of 99. I think the orange out of 49, the mojo out of 25. Those are some of his most iconic Prism parallels, and it's a testament to how beautiful the jersey color match is on this card, that it even is mentioned in the same breath as cards that are 4, 6, 7 times as rare as it is.
The premium on this color match compared to other blue out of 199 modern Prism
Yeah.
stars is significant. It makes me love the card more, but it also makes me fear the card a little bit. High risk, high reward, but stunning and just iconic. And I mean, just think of a few years ago how important this card is. It's still so important. And it's kind of lost its luster a little bit. We have new Anthony Edwards cards to look at. There's other players, other things to collect. Feels a little less special for a lot of the hobby, but this card is like everything.
Something else I'll chime in here briefly is that because this card is numbered to 199, it's one of the small minority of Luca numbered cards that will allow a jersey numbered parallel. So, for example, when you have like the Luca orange out of 49 or the mojo out of 25, he can't have a jersey numbered parallel because his jersey number is 77. So the most hardcore of Luca collectors look for things like that, because the higher numbered Luca cards for jersey numbered parallel collectors, they can actually collect a jersey numbered Luca card from that particular parallel, which adds an interesting layer of intrigue to the card just on the small chance that you might actually stumble across the true jersey numbered parallel. There's very few for Luca.
Not bad. I think you don't see a lot of early Prism gold prisms pop up. This is a Joel Embiid 2014 Prism Gold PSA 10.
The gold shine in 2014 is really good.
Yeah. Like you said, a lot of that, another one where there's, I guess you could call it like that flooded surface for the gold, as opposed to just being around a border, as you'll see now. This is, I don't know that I've ever seen this card before. That's something.
Oh, really? For a lot of Prism fiends out there, I think they put a lot of respect on 2014 and the design.
Yeah, 2014 Prism has the 96 Ultra Gold Medallion effect, where, like Ryan said, the whole background is flooded in gold. It's the only year of Prism that has that. Makes it very appealing to me. But the flip side of the coin is that although it might be the most beautiful Prism design, at least in some people's mind, they also had an image variation, and both the base and the image variation have a true gold parallel and a gold pulsar parallel. So you end up getting 4 different golds out of 10 for rookies like Joel Embiid from the Prism set. And that's a little bit confusing, a little bit frustrating. But the one that has been selected by Drew, this is the true gold of the true base Embiid, and it's in a PSA 10. This is one of the ultimate Embiid grails. Just an absolute monster of a card of the reigning MVP, and a player who I think is being underrated and overlooked going into this season.
Top 4 is a PSA 10, and as Drew would like to say, this is a fantastic slice of cardboard. Next up, I knew he was going to pop up at some point. This is the Joker, Chris's other guy, 2015 Prism, Mojo Prism, PSA 9. I'll say this personally, I freaking love the Mojo pattern parallels. So
I'm right there with you, and I love 2015 Prism.
yeah,
I think it might be my favorite Prism design, full stop. He also doesn't have a lot of great rookie cards. Doesn't have the full slate like a lot of other big name players. 2 MVPs, right? Or just 1 right now? He has 2, right?
2. Yep, 2.
Real deal. Like this card's incredible. Even in a PSA 9, it's just incredible.
numbered out of 25. This is Pop 9. There's only 3 PSA 10s in existence in this card. So wasn't a very easy gem. Chris, do you own one of the 10s?
No, I don't. Would
It's
love
not rare
to.
enough for Chris. He only had a 25, dude.
Very expensive card in a 10, even in a 9. And one thing that's cool about this is that, harkening back to the White Sparkle Tatum, Jokic's Prism White Sparkle rookie is a beautiful jersey color match. And I think Jokic collectors really gravitate to the white sparkle of his rookie. Some of those for him have registered some pretty high sales. And it's interesting too, this photo has been matched to a summer league game. So normally he wears jersey number 15. In this photo, he's wearing jersey number 1. And this was a little layup that he did. This photo is from a little layup that he did in a summer league game. So it's actually not a rookie photo shoot card, most likely because he was not regarded high enough to be worthy of bringing in for the rookie photo shoot as a mid-second round pick. And that's also, to Jack's point, why his rookie offering is so limited. And it is extremely limited, especially relative to what players who have rookie cards that have come out in the last 3 or 4 years have.
He has a light blue as well, right? Right, Chris?
Yep.
And would you say that's a 95% color match on the light blue to his jersey, or are we going over under?
I'm going to go under, but I'd have to look at it.
Okay.
Ooh. Giannis, you got some stained glass.
Interesting.
2013 Panini Innovation. I love that his last name is so long that it's only a G with a period on the label. Rookie stained glass PSA 10.
This is when stained glass was the acetate version. You had
Yeah.
that perfect see-through look. You don't have that anymore when you're talking about the prism stained glass,
Mhm.
some of the mosaic stained glass. It doesn't have the same effect that this card does, and this card's incredible.
Taking a look at it, it's this is pretty like, these are not terribly easy to find. It's not numbered. Pop 23 is a PSA 10, but I also am a big fan of the Baby Giannis, rookie cards.
Yeah, and speaking of it being a rookie card, Panini, especially earlier on, was more judicious with when they allowed the rookie badge to appear on a card. And I've done a deep dive into 2018 products, for example, and they followed, in all the instances I could think of, a really strict rule, which was that only cards originating from a base set would get the rookie card logo. So if this card were issued in 2018, it wouldn't have the rookie badge for the rookies because it's an insert. So this card bearing that rookie card badge adds a little something extra to it for me as well. It's a beautiful card, and it's an insert that Panini deemed worthy of getting the RC badge, which is pretty cool.
All right. So now we're going to go to 4 player index risers off of Card Ladder. So the first one, 1 year, or the last 1 year, a plus 35% change in their player index over at Card Ladder. Hi, guy. You got Dame. 22 Crown Royale Kaboom Gold PSA 10.
Ryan, talk about your guy, man. I remember you've been talking about Lillard for years, man. How do you feel about
I'm super excited for him this year. I really hope it comes to fruition. That has a chance to be a really, really fun team. I've talked about this in our office. Like I'm not a big Kaboom guy, but something about seeing the gold Kaboom, just maybe it goes back to what we were talking about with the full flood gold. I Man, this is gonna be a high draft pick for me. I can already tell.
Yeah, it's a sweet.
Here's a player index riser, 138% growth over 1 year at Card Ladder. Who do we got?
Ooh,
There he is.
Do it.
allow me 2018 Panini Flawless Mikal Bridges vertical patch auto green to 5, 3 out of 5 in a 10-10.
Nice.
Nasty.
I need this to pair with my NT to 5. I do.
I'm sitting right next to you. I'm gonna avoid drafting that because I don't want to know what can happen.
I love a good 2018 card. I'm realizing now as we've gone through this draft.
Let's see who's next. Got 136% rise in the last year for this player's index. Ooh,
Wow. Unexpected.
I like this. This is a nice little plot twist here. 2017 Prism, Lauri Markkanen. Pains me to see him in a Bulls uniform. Mosaic Black 1 of 1 PSA.
Here's why I'm excited. Chris McGill cannot resist a black 1 of 1. He's gonna take this guy first, and it's gonna leave the good stuff for me. I'm ecstatic.
Way to rig the system, Drew. I like it.
Drew? I see what you're doing, buddy. I'm trying to look up real quick if 2017 was the first. If 2017 was an early year of Mosaic, but I don't think it was a standalone product yet. Okay, 2018 must have been the first year.
This is
How much higher can this card go? Can we talk about that though?
Uh,
He had a year. He definitely had a year.
Yeah,
I'll say why I like it though. You look at the route the Jazz are going. They had a nice year last year when they were supposed to be stripping it down, and they're loaded with draft capital the next several years. This guy has a chance to be the centerpiece of that.
He is
So,
the guy over there.
he's one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, last up. Ooh. Plus 66% in the last year. De'Aaron Fox. This is a guy I really like. This is a 2017 flawless vertical patch auto gold, numbered 8 out of 10, PSA 9. I love him. I love the team. I love the vibe that they give. This is pretty sweet.
Sacramento, I feel like heading into the season last year, they were like the sexy pick, right? What are we like? What are they? What are the Kings this year?
They have expectations for the first time in 2+ decades.
And they still have to get through Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really play defense.
But he's fun.
Yeah,
Light the beam.
yeah.
I like it. All right, so we got our full spread. We're going to take a minute. We're going to take a break here, get our draft strategies in order. Drew's going to tell us the order. We'll be right back, and we're going to pick some cards. Hey, guys. Dropping back in here really quick before we continue the show and get to the draft, because I got to give you a quick reminder about PSA's October grading specials, available through the end of the month and exclusive to our Collectors Club members. We're taking it way back first with a special that is a nod to our vintage collectors and set registry members looking to slab up those ongoing projects. It's a 1950s grading special. Yes, cards from any category manufactured between 1950 and 59 can be submitted at just $14.99 per card through the end of the month. This applies to cards with a max declared value of $199.99 per card. Also, if you're looking for a speedy service at our Value Plus tier, it is available in October at just $34.99 per card for those cards with a max DV of $499.99. With Value Plus, you're paying for a nice boost to the turnaround time, with cards processed in 20 business days once received into our operation. And there's an even speedier option that just got added to the menu mid-month. This one I'm personally taking advantage of for a couple of recent eBay pickups of mine. We're offering members a discount on our regular service tier at just $59.99 a card. This is a great option for very expedited turnarounds as well. Once those orders are received into our system, it's just 10 business days until they are fully processed and headed back to you, estimated. Once again, all three of these specials are Collectors Club member exclusives. If you're not a member yet, visit psacard.com/join to become one today for just $100 a year. That membership also includes a $120 loop credit, so you can rip some of those new releases as they come out, and also a 12-month subscription to PSA Magazine. And now, back to the show. All right, we're back. Gone through the cards, talked shop, we're ready to pick. So Chris McGill is going to have the number 1 pick. Jack Archer will go number 2. I will have the number 3 pick. Ryan Porter will round the snake draft at numbers 4 and 5. So on and so forth until all 12 of these cards are chosen. So, Chris, number 1, who's the Wemby of this group?
Well, I'm feeling generous today. I'm feeling very generous, and I'm feeling like the ranks of Luka and Jokic collectors could use some more collectors. So I'm going to pass on the Luka Grail and the Jokic Grail and allow one of you fine gentlemen to join the ranks. And I'm going to go with what I think is the best card on the board, and that is the 2014 Prism Gold Joel Embiid PSA 10. We kind of talked a lot about that card already, but I think Embiid is a solidified MVP. I hope he plays his career in Philly because I think Philly has a great fan base. I think that fares well for his collectibles long term. And I just think that 2014 Prism Gold is stunning. And in a PSA 10, it's just, for me, maybe not value wise or maybe even value wise, this is the best card on the board.
That was the right choice. That was the savvy pick.
Yes.
Well done, Chris. I'm up number 2. I'm having a very difficult time making a decision. And I think I'm gonna have to go with I'm really struggling here. I'm just gonna have to get the Luka. It's not it
Yep.
like I don't believe in it, but that's just a card that it just feels right. It's a PSA 10, it's blue, it has that color match. I have to. I don't feel great about it. There's so many choices I could have made, but I'm going with that one.
I feel good about that card for you.
I'm being a little strategic about it too, because there's some other stuff that's like up in the air. I could have reached for something, but it might come back to me. We'll see.
So I'm sitting here when we took our break, and I said, there's a card I really want up there, and it was the Luka Blue. And I said, but if I got the number 1 pick, I can't take it number 1 because I felt like the Embiid was the unquestioned number 1 card you have to take number 1 here. So I was hoping Jack would pass, but I can't blame him for taking it because if I was at number 2, I would have done the exact same thing. So you made my decision at 3 a lot tougher, but I'm looking, like you said, strategically, and I'm thinking about what I want here long term. I'm going to go with the Joker, the 2015 Mojo Prism. The selection of Joker rookie cards is super light. And in terms of low numbered like cards I would really love to have, this is up there. I love the Mojo Prism. It's a great card. I think he's not done yet winning championships and MVPs by a long shot. There's a couple guys up here you can say that for, but I'm gonna feel pretty good about having that here at number 3, Porter.
Okay.
You were thinking about it at 4, weren't you?
100%.
Okay.
Um, but it's good. I'm gonna swerve. I'm gonna go left, and I'm gonna go with a guy like the next 5 years with this guy. I just feel like it's gonna be a whole lot of fun, and I'm gonna take the SGA.
Mm.
I need to get a cracked ice in my collection. I love that there's an auto on this. Big fan of this design. I mean, Chris waxed poetic earlier on it, so don't need to say much more about it. Um, I mean, but how fun are the Thunder gonna be?
Oh, yeah.
I want a piece of that.
Yeah, there's I saw ESPN, I think it was saying they were ranking the top 10 teams best position for the next 5 years. And I want to say the Thunder were number 3, which is a little bit of a head turner, but this guy's going to be at the center of all of it.
Okay, pick number 5. You already know I'm gonna take that Mikal Bridges.
Mhm.
Brooklyn Bridges was 25. Now he's him, number 1. It's gonna be a fun year. Although, I've been following the Nets, and let me tell you, the Ben Simmons content they're spitting out of that machine, there's a lot. I guess he's been lifting weights.
You're buying, huh? You're
Might
buying into it.
I might.
Oh boy.
Anyways, I'm gonna take that emerald and I'm gonna pair it with my NT, and I'm gonna be on my way.
Nice. Well, I was between 2 or 3 cards here. I know that if I take one, the other 2 won't be there with the second to last pick in the draft, but such is life. I'm going to take the Steph Curry 2021 flawless patch auto with the really nasty patch, the really bold, clean on card auto. I think 15, 20 years from now, I'm looking back at my collection. That's something I'm going to be really glad I have in there. A really nice patch auto of a true GOAT. He's cemented as one. That's what I'm going.
There's two cards on the board right now that I'm having a tough time with, and I really like the idea of adding the Giannis to my collection. I love the acetate stained glass card. That bold, deep black border. There's one problem though. The Panini innovation, this like very obscure,
Mhm.
unknown product, has a logo on it that feels like a community college in like Milwaukee. And it just kills what would otherwise be a beautiful card. If this just had like just like a nice prism logo or just like something clean and classic, I would be all over this. But I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna go with my man Tatum. White sparkle. It's a PSA 9. It's not numbered, but there's not a lot of them. It's a beautiful card. There's a lot of shine there. Just a lot to like. Pretty easy choice ultimately.
Couple prisms here for you, Jack.
I do love Prism.
Yeah, I had no doubt. I didn't even believe for a second that Jack was going for anything other than that Tatum White Sparkle when I saw it fell to 7. Great pick. Okay, well, that leaves me up next, right?
Mhm.
Back to back.
Back. Okay, good. That makes, yeah. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, so I get 2 picks here. So then I will take Jack's scraps and I will go with the Giannis Community College stained glass barbershop edition.
If you're listening to this, just type in 2013 Panini Innovation Giannis
Yeah.
stained glass. You got to see the logo. You'd agree with me.
So my first thing I did when Drew popped that card up on the screen, I went to eBay. I was like, I wonder if any of these are up on eBay. And the first picture I expanded of it, that's where my eye immediately went. I was like, if that wasn't there. Yeah.
And it wouldn't even be right if I didn't take this card, considering that it's still on the board, and it checks a lot of my collector boxes. So
There we go.
Oh my
let me
goodness.
let me take that mosaic black 1/1 Laurie Markkinen rookie card off the board.
There's great chemistry on a show when Drew is moving the X onto the card before you even say what it is. He knew. He knew.
Back to me. I'm not a big Dame Lillard fan. I have my reservations about him, but here's a couple things I love. Case hit rare inserts, kabooms, gold cards,
Yeah.
PSA 10, beautiful cards. This one checks a lot of boxes for me. I can forgive his awful defense, which is worse than Trae Young, and nobody recognizes or talk about it.
Why do people talk about it?
I'm gonna go with this one.
I knew that would happen. I knew you were I had a feeling you wouldn't go for the Fox. I get it. I totally understand. I will. I'll take De'Aaron Fox. Um, that could be, and I'll put it this way. I've talked about the first 2 cards I took as ones that I would love to have in my collection looking back 10 to 15 years from now. I'll be honest, this De'Aaron Fox, this is a card that I would love to have right now, thinking that this is a team and a roster and a franchise on the rise, and maybe they make a nice run to the Western Conference Finals, and I can spin it in about 6 months into something else that I want. I like the possibilities with this card. I'll take the De'Aaron Fox flawless patch auto.
All right, this is a really tough call. I'm gonna go with the last one on the board. The 2019 contenders, Kevin Durant with the parallel that no one can decode, with the 2 teams represented that he's not even a part of, but it's a 1/1 gold vinyl.
Okay, let me ask you this though, Porter. Like, you get this card in your collection today. What's your plan with it?
My plan is to like immediately start shopping it. If I'm
Okay, all right.
totally honest.
All right. Hey, it's what we asked for, was an honest opinion. So,
You don't meet a lot of, like, KD collectors.
no,
It's kinda strange when you think
it's
about,
very strange.
him being one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
I think he's going to be looked at, a decade after his career ends much differently than
The card I love of his is his '07 Topps Chrome Orange Refractor. There's something about the orange with the green Sonics jersey. I've always loved that card. His finest is underrated too.
Yeah.
Really cool design that.
Plus, I love the Sonics jerseys. When we talk about rookie cards in another team's jerseys, I feel like he's forgiven with the Sonics.
Is there a cooler name than the Supersonics too?
No.
Like seriously, for any sports team,
No.
the Supersonics, like
They
how
should-
cool is that?
They should still exist too. But that's a subject for another day. I do want to ask you guys before we get out of here. So NBA season tips off this week. I give you an unlimited budget right now, and in the next few days, you can load up on cards of a player under 25 years old. So that takes Wemby out of the equation because he doesn't really have a lot out there yet. Who's a guy you're really excited about this year from a hobby standpoint that you're really thinking might pop off? Chris, anyone coming to mind?
Yeah, so under 25 is an interesting cutoff because that still includes Luca, who's going into his age 24 season. So it would be tough to believe me if I said anybody other than Luca, since I do actively collect him. So I'd give Luca. I'd probably try and get as many Luca cards as I could with the money.
I like I'm a big Chet guy. Really liked Chet Holmgren at Gonzaga. Does concern me that he had a foot injury that kept him out for a year right out of college. But then again, the same thing happened to Embiid, and he basically missed 2 seasons and then came back, and look what he's done now. I think, Ryan, you really hit on something earlier where you were talking about how fun the next 5 years could be with that SGA in your collection. I kind of look at Chet the same way.
Yeah, let's go on a run.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a if you give me some money right now, I think I'd go out and scoop up Tyrese Maxey.
Mm.
There's a world where he and Embiid, they get out from this James Harden thing. Maybe they add another piece and they do some amazing things in the East. And I think Maxey isn't even close to his ceiling yet. He's a guy I love watching, kind of like watching Garland too, where they just look faster than everyone else on the court. They just
Yeah.
have these moves. He's one of them.
If I had unlimited money, I'm going with Anthony Edwards. If I need to be savvy about it, played a little bit more strategic, try to find some value, I'm going Josh Giddey. OKC's gonna be so much fun. I feel like they're just, like, such the trendy, like, hipster NBA nerd team right now that I'm worried for, like, blow up potential, but they also just could be, like, the greatest thing ever. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait.
It's Candyland over there. There's like some guy for
I
every
know.
everyone has their spirit player
It
on the
was
Thunder.
it was funny. You said that about SGA earlier, and then I'm like, "Oh, yeah, Chet's there too." And then when you said Giddy, "Oh, yeah, they got him too." It's kind of insane what they have for the next half decade
Yeah,
at
and
least.
and Jalen Williams, who's
Oh,
probably gonna be a multi-time All-Star too. It's and also, like, 70,000 picks to do whatever they want with if they
exactly.
choose.
I believe it's 37, 35 picks over the next 7 drafts. They're sitting pretty.
Let's create a generator. You just plug in some info and then it spits out what player you identify with.
Well, this has been a blast. We're all pumped for the NBA season to be here. Great time to be a basketball fan and a basketball collector, which you guys all are, and I'm back to being now. So we're going to be talking a lot more about basketball cards in the coming weeks here on the show. But thanks for joining us. For Chris, Ryan, Jack, producer Drew, I'm Ryan. We'll talk to you next week here on the PSA Pod. Thanks for checking in.